Bowling Green, a 65-49 winner tonight over Western Michigan. Falcons never trailed in this ball game, improving to 16-6 overall and 8-3 in the Mid-American Conference. Head coach Chris Jans joins us courtside here to talk about this victory. And Coach, when you lead a game wire to wire like you did tonight, just about everything went well for you.
You know, it was nice to have a game like that. The last three games have been, tooth and nail all the way down to the end. We had 1-2 on the road, then lost our last outing at home. So, there wasn't as much stress involved in this game. Certainly, we prepared, like we always do, and we expected a fight. And obviously, with the injury to Austin Ritchie, their senior point guard, they're not quite as, just loaded up with weapons on the perimeter. Although 10 Wilder obviously started the game very, very well and made 3 threes, and we had to change how we were guarding him.
Speaking of Wilder, I thought a key point in the game was he picked up a second foul and had to come out, and it seemed like that cooled off his shooting touch as he had been hot early, as you talked about.
Yeah, him and Brown, both their leading scorer, had 2 fouls in the first half, and they elected to play him. We couldn't get a third on him, but it certainly slowed him down a little bit and got him out of rhythm. But he started off the game, like gangbusters, and we weren't defending him at the 3 very much just because of his percentages, but he proved otherwise, and we had to change our scheme against him.
I wonder if you're eligible for 6th man of the year if you started all the way till 2 games ago. Spence Parker, 16 in DeKalb the other night, 19 tonight, including 5 of 5 from 3. Well, something has clicked with Spencer Parker, huh?
5 for 5 for 3 will improve his three-point shooting percentage drastically, which it needed. But like you said, he's had 2 games playing at a high level. We made a decision to switch up our starting lineup, and he's obviously reacted to it in a positive way. I'm not sure why he's doing it, but I want to keep him doing it. And when he plays like that, we're a different team. It loosens up things for Rashawn. When Delvin and Spencer are making shots and being assertive offensively, they have to honor them on the perimeter more, and it opens things up for Rashawn and everyone else for that matter.
Falcons a 65-49 win tonight over Western Michigan. Coach, your defense obviously was tremendous tonight. Western a season-low 49 points. You hold them to 34% shooting. In particular tonight, what was so good about your defense?
For the most part, we were locked in. They got a lot of sets. It was a short prep, so we were nervous about that, but our guys seemed to be mentally into the prep work, and then they started off the game well and taking away a couple of their crutch plays, if you will. And then they got some confidence defensively, and they just kind of carried it through. Obviously, the last 4 or 5 minutes, weren't aesthetically pleasing. We had 41 when we subbed out, and we ended up getting 49. It wasn't very pretty to close the game, and we were disappointed with that.
Coach, also you had another strong offensive game from Anthony Henderson with 15 points, and you had a little hiccup right at the beginning of the second half, and you called the timeout, and right after that, Anthony really got aggressive offensively, scored a couple of key baskets, and then you got rolling again. He really seems to be able right now to sense when you need him to get a little bit more aggressive offensively.
We're preaching more aggression from him. I love when he rises up, and he's got a beautiful jump shot, and he gets off the ground, and since I've arrived, I've tried to get him to be more aggressive, and he shoots the ball at a high rate in practice, and he's starting to, take the bit and just do what we're asking him to do, and he's got a lot of talent, and everybody has confidence in him. And like you said, we didn't start off very well. We had talked about, hey, we've been in this position the last 3 games. We've been up double digits at some point in the second half. For this particular game, it was to start the second half, and we hadn't fared very well at extending that lead or just, knocking them out. And it was disappointing to come out and start the way we did. They buried us. We weren't, on the same page defensively, and so we subbed them out, and then Ant made some shots to kind of get us back going again.
Well, Coach, as you mentioned, the last 2 games on the road, you won both of them, but you kind of let a controlled game get away from you, and you had to really scramble at the end. Tonight, as you just alluded to, good to see your team stretch it out and really put a game away, and hopefully this is the template they can follow if they're in that situation again.
It's hard to win, and I don't care if you're at home or on the road. And, we talked about the last 3 games. They've been exhausting. We've had a tough week of travel prior to being at home tonight, and we needed a game like this. We needed it certainly wasn't stress-free, but we needed to have not a buzzer beater and down to the last possession, and it was nice for us. And we don't play again until Saturday, so we'll have a day tomorrow to get rested mentally, physically, get caught up in our academics, and then start back at it on Thursday.
Coach, your team's now 8-3 in the MAC, 10-2 here at Stroh Center this year. Congratulations on the victory tonight.
Thanks, Todd.
That's BGSU head coach Chris Jans, and our Wood County Hospital postgame show will continue. BG beats Western Michigan 65-49. You're listening to Falcon Basketball from Learfield Sports.